So you want to become a full-time investor. Well, today we're going to be reviewing basically a video that I made 5 months ago now. And we're going to be looking at what I told you to invest in and kind of see where that market is now and see if my analytics and my guesses were basically correct and if I was right on those assumptions, if I still think you should invest, and basically where we're at in today's market. Now, as you guys can see, my portfolio now is up to $25,000. When I first made that video, I was sitting, technically around $38 without adding everything in, and we'll just start at 4,000, simply for the fact that that's probably what I had around the time. I am now vending basically every weekend. I have very busy schedules. I invest in a lot more than I used to. As you can see, I have 81 cards, 472 sealed, and 14 graded. Now, to some of you, that's considered scalping or whatever you want to say. I don't resell that sealed until it's out of print. So I'm more of a investor. A little disclaimer as well. Sorry I haven't been posting for the last few months. I have been slammed. I got into vending, as you guys can tell throughout the video. That's kind of been my backbone. I got off recording. I'm hoping to get back into it again, kind of bring that back into the realm, grow all the social medias. We are now on every social media platform: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Go check out those socials. They will all be linked in the description. And be sure to give me a like, follow, subscribe, whatever it is you guys do. Keep up on the shows I will be at throughout the course of this channel. I hope you guys do enjoy the video. So going back to that video, we actually first started off putting at the number 5 position, Twilight Masquerade. Now, I have personally invested in just a little Twilight Masquerade myself. I think I really only have one box of it, yeah, and it's at $108. Now, this is definitely in the 5 spot for a reason, right? It wasn't going to jump as much as the rest. Now, I will say, if you look, when I told you to invest and run that video, we were running at $69 a box. Now we're up to like 108. So if you didn't like max out Twilight Masquerade, it wasn't a bad idea. I think there's definitely other spots you could max out in. But Twilight Masquerade was definitely not a bad spot to invest in. If you guys started in that January section, it's obviously sitting around $68 to $70 a ETB. Again, now we're up to 110. Now, we did peak in May around 115-ish, so obviously not a big difference, $5, whatever. But nonetheless, that's 40, $50, and over time that does add up. Now, at small numbers, 1 ETB, that doesn't sound like a lot, but over time, that 40, $50 is another card you can buy. You know, whatever it is that you are going to buy after this, it's still money that you are leaving on the table. Now, number 4, we have Paladin Fates. I personally never did an invest in any Paladin Fates. I think it was a little out of my price range at the time. Now I'm more than happy to kind of shoot myself into that price range. But when I first told you to invest in this, this was at $281 in ETB. I don't, what was it, $12 a pack or something like that? I guess maybe more than that if it was at 281. But we peaked in May around 565. So as you can see, they continue peakage in May throughout all of these so far. And then now we're sitting at about $481 for an ETB, which is pretty good considering it's not Pokemon Center. And I mean, Pokemon Center is what, only 600, so it's not even that much more than this. But again, if you guys had listened and you had invested in that January time frame, you would be up $200. Again, those numbers add up. If you max out in Paladin Fates, that's a huge jump. Obviously, some people don't have the $200 to just jump right in like I did. That's why there's others on this list to basically kind of counterbalance what we have here. That was our number 4 spot. I would still say you probably could invest in this. I would maybe watch the market a little bit because I do think it'll go down more than 480. How much, I can't really say. I think we'll see it drop just like everything else in the past, maybe 450, and then spike right back up to at least the 500s that we saw, the 565, and maybe even past that. Who knows? The longer this is out of print, the more scarce it is. I can't find this really anywhere. I find like maybe 1 or 2 at a card show, and that's with like 300 tables. So that's something to take into account. Number 3, we have the Pokemon Day collection box. I personally invested in this very heavily. I'm not sure it was the right idea. Now, this is saying that I have a total of $728 worth of Pokemon Day. Now, when I made the video, I was at $70 a box, and that's because it was before it was in print, I do believe. It might have been right when it was released, so that could be part of it. But we did see it drop to like $30 a box when it did officially get released. Yeah, so February 27th. So on February 27th, we're looking at $28 a box. Now we're sitting at $40 a box. $10 a box, not huge. You could still invest in this. I think we're going to see a rise in it. We obviously will not see the 160 that we saw before it was ever released in December. Anytime soon. I think that we're several years away from that. So I would not say this is the top tier investment, but this is a small investment that I think would be okay to sit on if you're okay with sitting on sealed for a couple of years. Some people can't sit on the $25,000 that I have in my portfolio, and some can. It all depends on where you're at financially, and obviously everybody's situation is slightly different. So next up, we have the 30th anniversary celebrations box. Obviously, this set is not released yet. It will be released on September, I believe. I don't want to say 23rd, but that sounds correct. I'll have to do a little research and I'll have that edited on the correct day. I can guarantee you this set will be the hit. This will be the gold mine of sets. And again, it's 30th. You can sit on this set. If we look at the celebrations boxes from, let's just go to portfolio. Celebrations 25th anniversary. We're at $436 a box. That's insane. And I have 4 of them just sitting, kind of waiting until it goes up. Because if we look at the 20th anniversary, Generations Elite Trainer box, $3,000 per. Think if you sit on one of these for another 5 years, it could possibly go up to another 3,000. That's 2,500 more than what it is now, and just sitting on things like that just adds up. I still think, without a doubt, you should absolutely invest in the 25th anniversary because the 30th is only a few months away, and who knows what that's going to do when that spikes. First, Ascended Heroes. I said Ascended Heroes is going to be a huge set before it was even released, before it even touched the market. I was absolutely 100% confident in this set, and it has proven that I was probably right. I don't even think we're at its peak yet. So if we look at all the things I have Ascended Heroes, I have at least one of the full mini tin displays, which is at 325. When I bought it for 160. We're doubling my money right now. Ascended Heroes. What is that? $60 in ETB if you find it at MSRP and you're at 181. Without a doubt, it's gonna go up. How many booster bundles do I have? I have 4 personally in my collection, and then 8 to 10, I think, in a shared collection. We're looking at 14 Ascended Heroes booster box or booster bundles. Obviously, it's a shame we don't have a booster box to this set because that would really drive this set crazy. And I think that's part of why it is crazy is that there are no booster boxes. Look at 151 that has no booster boxes, and we are at 900 for a UPC. Like that's outrageous. That's why 151 was never on my list because I think it's outpriced itself. There's not many rippers that are willing to open 151, and a lot of people are sitting on it. It's probably the way to go, but not for the price it's at. Truthfully, I think it'll rise just like everything else. Evolving Skies, I think it will be another Evolving Skies. That's how I kind of see Ascended Heroes right now. That's obviously prediction. Doesn't mean I'm 100% right. You can't follow every single thing I do, but if we look at the market on all of these things, we notice a serious trend on everything I've basically recommended investing in. January, you were at 118, and that's right when it was released, right? And we did see it peak at, I guess, 185s in May again. So if we look at every single month, May is apparently the month that you should have been selling these all in. If you're going to just sit, like, you're done sitting on them, you're done with the risk. We're almost as high as it was before the set was even released. I guess we are higher than that, and I just think it's going to keep growing. We're not finding this in stores really as much. You obviously find this on the Walmart drops and everything like that, but other than that, you're not finding this out at stores like Target, Meijer, just openly. Like it's much harder to. They still do drop it in stores, of course. It's still in print. It's just more rare now that Chaos and Perfect Order are the more recent sets. They kind of focus on those versus the ones on the past. So this is a Google spreadsheet that I've made. I have this set up for all of the product. So whatever I have, cards, sealed. I don't think this is 100% of it. I still have to add more, but this is kind of where we're at. We have the set, obviously, Sended Heroes here, the quantity of everything, the average cost paid, which I do have to still go enter, so that's on me, and then the market price for everything as of 2026 620. I did go edit all of these before this video was made, but as you can see, there's crazy stuff in here. Special delivery Charizard 219. I have two of those. And then we do have a bunch of recent pickups from today's show, actually, the day of recording this, 620. One of them actually being this PSA 10 Kingdra promo. This is a fire card, one of my favorites. And then a PSA 9 Pikachu and Zekrom. However, like I said, it's all about investment and the way you think about it. The reality is every single set will increase if once it's out of print. That's just the trend. I think really the only ones you won't see do that really are Perfect Order. But Perfect Order is another battle styles, really. $10 a pack, and this set is how old now? Like, I think if we're gonna see a similar trend, battle styles doesn't have the hits that it's kind of similar to Perfect Order. I think Perfect Order will be better than Battle Styles because you have the Pikachu, or not the Pikachu, the Meowth and the Zygarde, which I have pulled both of those now. Still, I think those being the two hits, a lot of scalpers, I want to say, and collectors, like heavy duty collectors, don't exactly want those cards. They want the Gengar, they want the Charizard, they don't want the Greninja from Chaos Rising. That's my favorite Pokemon. I love the set. That's one of my favorites so far. The reality is, like, I think there are some sets you do need to keep an eye on. And that's the nice thing about Collector. You can have it set to watch and make sure it doesn't skyrocket on you. Kind of just keeps you in the right momentum from kind of slipping underneath your feet and losing all bit of traction and any leverage you did have on any of these sealed product or cards in general. Cards are a different story. We'll have to cover that in another video. But the reality is, sealed is basically where it's at right now. I think that could change. I think Japanese is on the come up as well. You have sets like Mega Dream, who are 125 on TCG Player for 10 packs. That's pretty unheard of for a Japanese set. And I think we're seeing the Japanese sets kind of do the same thing that English is doing back in May, where it all kind of peaked. I think it will come back down, but I think Japanese is finally hitting that point where people can actually buy it and sit on it and be okay with sitting on it, versus way back when you didn't want it. Got rid of it as soon as you had it, or you just didn't get it at all. Hopefully we see a change in that market, because I love Japanese. I think getting PSA 10s, tag 10s are way easier. They have better print quality in general. I think that's gonna be where the future is, realistically. Now, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Like I said, my investment tips have been nothing but correct so far. I don't think you should take this as oh, I need to go buy these rights now. But I do think you guys need to keep this in the back of your mind as like, okay, this is where this is at. This is going to skyrocket. This is going to jump in the year or two. I need to get on it now, or I miss out on tons of money, especially in that 25th anniversary. I think 525 or a 425, whatever it is, for an ETB is super low. If you look at exactly when the Generations ETB, the 20th, skyrocketed, it was as soon as that 25th hit the floor. Obviously, it didn't double, but it got really close, and then it's just been jumping over the year. Like, even this year alone, it went, I think I saw it at the beginning of the year for $1,000. I may be mistaken on that, but I think I saw it somewhere at $1,000, and now we're at 3. Keep this in mind for your next investment, and I hope you guys did enjoy this video.